YB stays on your neck.
Ruiz announced to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Few people have their opinions about it going to Saudi Arabia, but your take on that?
Well, listen, it's sport. Sport has no boundaries. Different countries have different cultures, and we can't be expected to agree with other countries in the same way as they can't be expected to agree with us. That's life. We're just following the trend of other sports. Saudi Arabia and the Middle East generally are spending an awful lot of money, huge money, to attract big sporting events, and our duty is to our clients to maximise their earnings. This is a dangerous game. Whatever they get, they deserve, and quite frankly, the one that pays the most money is going to get the best fights. We're just following the trend of other sports. Saudi Arabia and the Middle East generally are spending an awful lot of money, huge money, to attract big sporting events, and our duty is to our clients to maximise their earnings. This is a dangerous game. Whatever they get, they deserve, and quite frankly, the one that pays the most money is going to get the best fights.
Yo, my dance, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. Oh my gosh, this Don Corleone, Don Barry Hearn makes me laugh, man. Whenever Eddie Hearn lets him out the cupboard, he always lets the secrets, he always lets the matchroom, not for public consumption, the matchroom top secret facts go out to the public. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because Eddie Hearn has said several times and has in fact been adamant that there are several other reasons why they're going to Saudi Arabia. I've heard Eddie Hearn say things like, oh yeah, don't worry, you won't believe it, but Saudi Arabia isn't even the highest paying place. We got bigger offers. Saudi Arabia was only third on the list. We had 2 higher offers. All this business. Naturally, God knows why, I actually believed Eddie Hearn. And then 2-2s, Don Corleone comes along and drops a bombshell talking about how you got to be realistic now, boxing's a business and we have to go to the highest bidder, essentially dropping the truth that they're going to Saudi Arabia for the money. And actually I couldn't care less anyway, because it makes me laugh. I've heard several people on the Talk Sport radio and whatnot saying things like, oh yeah, Joshua's selling out and AJ's selling out, AJ's being too greedy. Or it makes me laugh because when people like Alan Sugar make hundreds of millions, no one questions their business. When all these factories move out to China because it's cheaper for them to import to the UK rather than have their industry based in UK, no one complains. You don't hear no Talk Sport people when you got all these rich UK billionaires moving all their business out of the UK industry, and the whole north now is unemployed because everything's been exported, or all employment's been exported to India and China. No one says squat. But yet AJ wants to make some money in Saudi Arabia, and everyone's saying, oh well, he should make less money and he should do it in the UK. And it's unbelievable stuff. As I said, I heard one idiot on TalkSport saying, oh, I'm sure he's making enough money in Britain. Why doesn't he? I'm thinking, why don't you start questioning people who are making even more than AJ? Why don't you start questioning why Jeff Bezos ain't paying no damn tax? How about that? But you ain't got nothing to say. It still makes me laugh when certain people do things. It's all right for David Cameron and his dad to have a what's the word? It's all right for David Cameron and his dad to be running a tax avoidance scheme in Panama. No one's got squat to say, but AJ wants to make some legal money in Saudi Arabia and people are kicking off. Not to mention this is only the first time. It's not as if AJ's saying, oh, I'm basing all my fights out there now. But anyway, I went on that rant because essentially, the hypocrisy of it all makes me laugh, because all these people who have got something to say, all AJ's doing is what everyone would do. Let's get it straight. All you people out there saying, oh, he should do this, oh, he should do that. Essentially what's happened is, AJ, this is his job, yeah? For all you people out there, I don't know, making 30, 40, 20, 50 grand a year, you're asking AJ to be making 50 grand a year and be offered 100 or 200 grand a year and turn it down. All you people doing your jobs now, if you were earning 30 grand a year and you got offered 100, would you turn it down to help other people out? Oh, well, we need to help the... No, you wouldn't. You'd take the 100 grand job and that's what you'd do, bottom line. So unless you're unless you're unless you're the reincarnation of Virgin Mary, and you can sit there and say, you know what, YB, I'm earning 30 grand a year, and if I was offered 100 grand, because I'm holier than thou, I would turn down the 100 and take the 30. You wouldn't do it. Not one person in history would do it. And I'll tell you what, if that's the case, all the people on Talk Sport saying that as well, I'll tell you what to do. Why don't you give up your Talk Sport job and go and work for some I don't know, some regional radio show then? Because you wouldn't want to do that. That's what makes me laugh. If you're so holy, why don't you give up your big your big national radio show and go back to regional? You wouldn't do it. But you expect AJ to do the same, essentially. Give up his $100 million payday for a $20 million payday. And I feel like both sides are never put across in this stuff. People think that, it's almost like people think they own sports people. Because as I mentioned, when it comes to big business, no one's got squat to say. When it comes to big business not paying no tax, and when it comes to big business moving all their operations out of the UK, no one's got anything to say about it. Not even a bit. Oh, well, it's business. Oh, well, it's capitalism. Oh, everyone just sits there and it is what it is. Oh, it's the law. Oh, well, it's only tax avoidance. Yeah, if the law said it, they'd do it, but they don't have to do it. So that's what everyone's. It's all right. It's all right for everyone else to be doing what they're doing. But then you've got people who are like in AJ's position. He's not a lawmaker. He's not a whatever. He's just going along to get along, like everyone else is, and rightly so. But anyway, that's that rant out of the way. Essentially, AJ is making as much money as he can, and I can't blame him. Yeah, he's making a lot more money than all of us will, but still, relatively, it's the same. Even if I can sit here now and just imagine, if I was making 10 million, and the arguments people were making, they were saying, oh well, in the UK, I'm sure. This is what one idiot said. One idiot said, "Oh, isn't 10 million enough? Why does he have to make?" Oh no, it was something like, "Oh, I'm sure." No, something like, I'm sure he's making enough. Or no, it was more specific. It was like, "Oh, isn't 20 million enough? Why does he have to make 70 million?" Well, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, "Oh, isn't 20 million enough? Why does he have to make 70 million and put it in Saudi?" I just sat there and thought, it made me, like, I almost felt to ring up and say, "Who are you?" Because no one in you. It makes me laugh, because if I rang up here and started talking about what money you was getting paid, you all of a sudden your top lip would go stiff and you start talking about, oh, I don't want to talk about private details. But because it's AJ, everyone's allowed to talk about what he's making. Why don't you? How come you haven't? Since you know so much about what's right and what's not right, why don't you come out and tell us how much you're making, then, boss? Just because there's sports people there, earnings are out public, everyone suddenly feels like they can then jump in and have an opinion on what they should and what they shouldn't do. Yeah? Go for the most amount of money like everyone else is doing. And there's no loyalty in this game. And yeah, on the other hand of it, I do agree there are some British fans who are gonna lose out on this one, but it's only one fight. And I've said myself, if he was to never fight in the UK again, I would feel that was disrespectful. Bottom line. But these two fights are only two fights, and he's going to be back soon. And also, you got to remember, it's going to be better than ever, because once he's beaten Ruiz, there might be a third fight. Well, I'm speculating there might be a third fight, but even putting that to one side, you've got the Fury fight, which will 100%, well, if Fury dares step up, the Fury fight would 100% be in the UK. So that's a big one. The Wilder fight, you know what, that might be in the US. However, thinking about it, no, it won't, because one fight will be in the US, the other fight won't be. The other fight I would have thought should be in the UK. And actually, you got to remember, AJ did try and bring this fight back to the UK, the Ruiz fight. Let's get something straight. And that's the one thing everyone's forgot about. Everyone's sitting there saying, oh, AJ's being greedy. But no one's actually considered that AJ tried to bring it to the UK and Ruiz threw his toys out the pram. That said, we also know that AJ is in full control, so I guess it's a difficult one. I understand both sides. Essentially, the neutral location half satisfies Ruiz, and also you got to remember this wasn't a marginal amount of money. It wasn't like 5 million difference. This was literally double. Double was just crazy. To turn down double for what? just don't get it. And that's the other thing. UK fans can travel out there, by the way. It's not as if they're not able to go there. No, you can't drink. No, you can't mess about. But it's about time British fans were disciplined abroad. Simple as that. Not that all British fans aren't, but there's been a few cases they haven't been. So it wouldn't hurt to have some damn discipline once in a while and not drink. You don't have to have. If you have to drink and get, you probably won't even remember the fight. If you have to get pissed out your mind to watch a fight, then that's your business. You shouldn't go. But if you want to go and if you actually want to watch the fight, you don't need no alcohol anyway. So anyway, man, listen. I just thought this video took a bit of a sinister turn, but I mainly wanted to talk about, well, I did talk about it at the start, but I wanted to talk about Barry Hearn dropping Eddie Hearn always tries to, I always mention this, but Eddie Hearn always tries to like smooth, he's Mr. PR is Eddie, he always tries to like smooth, oh yeah, no, this wasn't even the main, it wasn't even the most expensive one, no, yeah, this wasn't even, we're going there because Saudi Arabia's the new market coming up. Eddie, you're making the most money there, bottom line, yeah, there was nowhere more paying you, who was going to pay you more than Saudi Arabia, in a serious note. Look at the World Boxing Super Series, they got crazy, that event was dead, they got paid crazy money, that was because it was in Saudi, bottom line. Anyway, Bazza, like Fury said, back in the cupboard for you. 6-pack and in the cupboard for Bazza. Too much top secret details been exposed.